So you had a really good month as a service provider. The clients were there, the revenue was there, the work was there. And then the first of the month rolls around and you often feel like you're back at zero. Same calendar, same hours, same you, delivering everything yourself. And what most service providers do is they think, I'm going to increase my prices or I'm going to take on more clients. And both of those cost you the exact same thing, your hours and your time. And you have probably already worked out that there's a ceiling to that. In this video, we're going to be talking about a new way of thinking, how you can decide what digital products or scalable offers are right for you and your business, depending on where you are in your journey. And lastly, I'm going to ask you the one question that you need to know whether this is right for you or not. I'm Suze Chadwick, a personal brand and business coach. I've been in business for 10 years. I've run a brand agency before that was global. I run a consulting business now as well. But my main business is my coaching, course, digital products, and online education business. And I want to talk to you from somebody who knows, from somebody who has been there, what the opportunity is for you right now and how you can be thinking about it differently so that you can get more revenue and more time freedom. Because I actually think that we're just in a time right now where the freedom matters a lot more than just money. The great thing is that you can have the time freedom and you can earn the money. And that's where we want to get to without you trading hours for dollars all the time. So we're going to cover why every business needs a scalable offer, why having an offer in your product suite that's under $500 is one of the best business decisions you can make, and how to make sure you don't create things that don't sell. Because we're not here to waste time. We're here to create products and services that meet our clients where they are, help us to sell more, bring in revenue and time freedom. Sound good? Let's get into it. Now, as somebody who has been in business for over 10 years, scalable offers is something that I have taught my clients and I've had for a very long time. I actually built my first program in 2017, which is 9 years ago now. And since then, I've had masterminds, group coaching programs, do-it-yourself courses, paid workshops, memberships. So I feel like I can talk about this with some sort of knowledge and expertise. And the reason that I think it's so important is because you're going to have different people who have different needs coming into your orbit. Now, if you're a service-based business or you are trading hours for dollars, as you know, you're going to be capped at some point. Whereas when you have a scalable offer, 90% of the time, there is no cap to how many people can actually be a part of it. It depends on the level of the experience that you're creating for them. But if I create a digital product, I can sell that over and over and over again, whether it's 100 people or 1,000,000 people, it does not matter. And what that initial digital product can do is that, let's say I find you through Google, and then I go into your ecosystem, which is basically where I'm looking on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, blog, wherever it is that you hang out to find out more about you. And your service is an investment of $8,000. Now, if I've just come into your world and I don't know you that well, but I like what I see, then if you're offering me a digital product that allows me to get a quick win when it comes to what you do and how you help, it's what I call a non-decision price point. And a non-decision price point, I think, depending on who you're targeting, is anything that's under $500. So it could be something that's $9, $27, $97, $197. If you have a product or service where the investment is at the higher end, that is a non-decision price point for somebody who is looking for a solution. And I'll give you some examples, is that as somebody who works with clients to help them build their personal brand, build their digital and scalable offers, create sales systems, I might get somebody that comes into my world and they just want to understand how to turn content into clients. And so I have a $27 workshop that is called Content to Clients. I also have a workshop for $47, which is Map Your Method. So when somebody is wanting to build their coaching business, and to be honest, even a service-based business, I'm a big believer that you need to have a method. You need to have a method, a model, a way. Why? Because it helps you to explain exactly how you work and what you do. It helps people to trust you more because they're like, oh, that person knows what they're doing. They have something that they've done before and that they're mapping out now. And so really thinking about what is the initial step? What is the initial problem that you can solve for somebody so that they can get to know you, they can get a result, you can build some trust. And this is also part of their decision-making process where they're like, is this person the kind of person that I want to work with? Right now, as you're watching this video, my content and any of my lower priced offers are an easy way for you to decide, is Sue's for me? Is the content that she shares good quality? Does it actually help me? Are the products or service that I buy from her useful for me? Do they help me get a win? And 9 times out of 10, anybody who is going to be buying a higher ticket price product, that is an easy stepping stone for them to invest a little bit of money to make a bigger decision. And when you don't have something like that in place, you're really just running off whatever time you have available to service clients that come to you. So the question you have to ask yourself at this stage is, do I want to have something that makes it easy for people to buy from me and get to know me in a paid way? Because when we think of an ascension model, you're going to have your free content, which is exactly what you're watching now. You're going to have low ticket offers, which are the stepping stone. Then you might have a mid-ticket offer as well, which could be anything from $500 to say $2,500, I feel is like at that mid-ticket point. And then anything that is above that, we're starting to get into high ticket. From anything $2,000 to $20,000 could be high ticket and above. But just understanding that this is how people buy is so important. The second thing is making it part of your product suite. We're in 2026 as I'm recording this. The content economy is booming. It is billions of dollars. People are making millions online and they're doing it through digital products, anything from $296 through to $20,000. We've just seen Jessie Jean, and if you're in the online space, you may have seen her, where she's just made around $6.7 million in 6 weeks selling a $296 digital product. So just understanding that the opportunity is there and that if you're not looking at your product suite, whether you're a service-based business or you're wanting to get into the coaching space, if you're not looking at your product suite and really understanding what that ascension model looks like, how people are buying, that you're leaving money on the table if you're not offering somebody something that might be a little bit lower ticket before they invest in a bigger way, that sits between your free content and your higher paid offers, then what are you doing? Because you don't need to educate people on how this works. It is commonly known within the online space that when I find somebody online, there may be a range of offers that are available to me in order to work with them. And even people who are mainly high ticket, where they've got one product, one service at one price point, I can guarantee you, because I see it all the time, that they are offering paid workshops at $67, $97 in order to get more leads in the door. And I think this is how you've got to think about it. Not only are you allowing for your product suite to be more flexible, to bring in people at different stages of their buyer journey, but you're also allowing for more leads to come in. So right now I am running meta ads to a workshop. Within that workshop, when people go to that page, there is also 2 other upsells. And so that is running, it is profitable, the ROAS is great. So that's making multiple sales a day, whether I'm working or not. Even though that's not high ticket, the point is that it's paying for leads to come into my business as well as some profit on top. And when you make a decision that you're going to understand how this works and decide what that product suite looks like and what those stepping stones and ascension model will be, you will start to see your business shift. And it's so much easier to get more people into your business where you can nurture them, help them get to know you, make those higher ticket offers to them. And the third thing here that I think a lot of people get scared with is, what if I build it and then it doesn't sell? Now, you know your audience, hopefully. You've done the research, you're working with them every other day, and so you know what they need. When you think about the questions that they ask you, the things that they need help with, the things that are keeping them up at night, what exactly is the problem that you can solve right now? Like I said, I have run a lot of paid workshops. All of those are now evergreen, which means that somebody can go to my website, go to my shop page and buy any of those. At different times, I might run meta ads to those different products and services, and they all lead to the brand accelerator, where I work with my clients to do this in a bigger way. And so within the accelerator, one of the 4 phases is build. And that is really looking at, what's my client research? What do they need? What do they want? looking at how you build your program. And there are different methods that I use with different people, but you're never going to build something in its totality and then launch it. You're going to be testing and trying and having different levels that people might come in at so that you can learn what works, make sure that everything that you have promised you are delivering, and then you build and grow it from there. So worrying, what if I build something and then it doesn't work, is not something that'll ever happen with the clients that I work with, because you can always test and validate the idea before you're putting it out there and putting any money behind it. And I do know that that is a fear that a lot of people have, but you don't have to have that fear. There are small, easy steps that you can take in order to build to something that's much bigger. And I think it's just really getting to know this space as well and trusting that you know what your clients need and that you can absolutely build something that can help them that is at a non-decision price point. And the other thing to understand around scalable offers, whether it's memberships, digital products, group coaching programs, is that it allows your clients to work with you in different stages and different phases of their own life and business. So for example, somebody might see a free offer that you've got, or they'll see your content. They're like, I really like this person. I wonder what else they've got. I go to your link in bio, or I go to your description in your YouTube, and I see that you've got a low ticket offer, which is $57. You're like, awesome, easy. I don't have to think about that. I like this person. I want to test it out. The next thing is that they might then go check out what else you've got. And then you've got a $127 membership. They're like, fantastic. I'm going to go into that and I'm going to start hanging out in that, getting more help. Once they've gone through that, they're like, I really liked that, but I actually want to go to the next level. I want to work closer with this person. I want more proximity. I want them to be able to help me on a more individual basis, maybe in a group where they're like, okay, now I'm ready to invest $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is, where I know that I'm going to be part of a community. I'm going to get the support. I'm going to get exactly what I need. And I want to invest in myself. And I think that anytime I hear people saying, people don't want to invest in courses anymore, that is one of the biggest lies that I've seen. And I've shared this online, is that this industry is only growing. With AI coming in and also job security being really insecure, people are coming into the online space in droves and they need help. And so if you think that digital products are going anywhere, I'm just out here telling you, I do not believe that that's true. I actually think that it will continue to grow and dominate the online space. And the great thing is that you can be part of it. You can make a decision that this is going to be part of your product suite so that you can earn from it, free up some of your time, still get revenue in the door, and capitalize on the time that we're in. And so here's the one question that at the beginning of the video I said I was going to ask you, and it's this. Can you think of 3 people that have come into your world where they've asked you a particular question, and that question is something that you could have built a small product around, whether it was a workshop, a tool, a mini course that could have helped them to go deeper to get the outcome and the result that they needed? And I'm sure that you hear the same questions again and again and again. And this is where you can start to really work out what it is that you want to build and create. You might be really passionate about a particular topic that you know you could create something on. If you're a creative coach or consultant wanting to build scalable offers, then hopefully this has given you a bit of food for thought. And obviously, if you need help with this, then come and check us out in the Brand Accelerator. The link is below. You can follow me at Suze Chadwick on Instagram and ask me any questions there. And if you felt like this video was valuable, then I would love you to like and subscribe so that you never miss another one coming out. And I will see you next time.